Hi, in this video, we will talk about simple interest, and this is our objective: solve problems involving simple interest. Let us recall some formulas and terms related to this topic. So this is the formula: I sub S is equal to the principal times rate times the time. I is equal to PRT. This is the popular simple interest formula. Interest, this is the amount of money you earn, or this is the payment of using the money. And letter P is for the principal. This is the amount of money. This is the money that you deposited to the bank, or this is the money that you borrowed from someone else or from the bank. And R is for the rate or annual rate of interest. This is expressed in percent. However, in computations, we will use the decimal form. Next is the T, which represents the time, or the term, which is expressed in years or annually or per annum. And the last term we have here is the future value. Now, once you borrow money, if you are going to pay it back, we call it the future value. And when you pay it back, you have to include the principal plus the interest. So this is the formula. F is equal to the P, which is the principal plus the interest. In other books, they are using letter A instead of letter F. A stands for the amount. So let's begin. This is our problem number 1. The future value is unknown. The interest is also unknown. The principal is 1,000 pesos. The rate of interest is 6%. And the time or term is only 3 months. Notice that this is not in year. Simple interest, the time, the term for simple interest is expressed in years. So we have to convert these 3 months into years. So let us do this. Identify the given. The principal amount again is 1,000. The rate of interest is 6%. We will convert it into decimal. So this is 0.06. Time or term, this is 3 months. So we have to divide this by 12 for us to express these 3 months in years. So there are 12 months a year. That's why it is divided by 12. And we will express it in decimal also. 3 divided by 12 will give us 0.25. And the interest is unknown, as well as the future value is unknown. So we will solve this. We will begin with solving the interest using the formula. I is equal to the P times the R times the T. And we will substitute the values for the principal, rate, and time. So we have here 1,000 for the principal, 0.06 for the rate, 0.25 for the time or the term. We just have to multiply all these 3 numbers, and it will give us an interest of 15 pesos. So the interest for this problem is only 15 pesos. And we are now ready to proceed with computing the future value with the formula F is equal to P plus I. We just have to substitute the values: 1,000 for P, 15 for the interest. And if we are going to add this, we have 1,015 pesos for the future value of this problem. Problem number 2, the interest is given, which is 300 pesos. The principal is given, 1,000 pesos, but the rate of interest is unknown, and the time or term is 5 years. So we have to derive the formula for the rate of interest from our original formula. I is equal to the PRT. So for us to derive the formula of rate, we will be dividing this original formula by P times T, so that we can cancel out the principal and time. And what is left would be this one. I over P times T is equal to R. We just have to rearrange this to make it appealing and for us to understand it easily. So this is now the formula for the rate is equal to the interest all over the principal times the time. Using this formula, we just have to substitute the values that we have. For interest, we have 300. For the principal, that is 1,000. And for the time or term, that is 5. So if we are going to use our calculator, we can have this rate 0.06. But if we are computing for rate, it should be expressed in percent. So we should multiply this to 100%, and the rate of interest for this problem is 6%. Problem number 3, the future value is given, which is 9,000 pesos. The principal amount is given, which is 8,000 pesos. And the rate is number 3. The future value is 9,000 pesos. The principal value is 8,000 pesos. The rate of interest is 5%, while the term and the interest is not given. So these are the unknowns. So we have to solve for the time and we have to solve for the interest. For us to solve the time or term, we have to again derive the formula from the original formula of I is equal to PRT. So we will be dividing both sides by P and R. Problem number 3, the future value is given, which is 9,000 pesos. The principal value is given, which is 8,000 pesos. And the rate of interest is also given, which is 5%. And we have two unknowns, which is the time and the interest. So for us to solve the time and interest, we have to derive the formula for the time using the original formula of simple interest, which is I equals principal times rate times time. So we will be dividing both sides by the principal and rate so that we can cancel out P and R for the numerator and denominator. So what's left is just P is equal to the interest all over the principal times rate. So we just have to rearrange this to make it appealing. So this is now the formula for the time, which is equal to the interest all over the product of principal and rate. But in this case, we will be solving first for the interest using the formula of the future value. F is equal to the principal plus interest. So I just have to rearrange this for us to derive the formula of interest. And then we have here interest is equal to the future value minus the principal. We just have to substitute F by 9,000 pesos and 8,000 pesos for the principal. And operating this, we have an interest of 1,000 pesos. This is necessary to solve the interest first because we cannot use the formula of our time because we don't have original value of the interest. And we are now ready to solve for the time or term using the formula T is equal to the interest all over the product of principal and rate. And we just have to substitute the value. For the interest, that is 1,000. For the principal, that is 8,000. And for the rate, that is 0.05. That is the decimal value of our rate, which is 5%. And doing our computation, we have here 2.5 years, or this is just 2 years and 6 months. So in 2 years and 6 months, your 8,000 pesos will become 9,000 pesos with an interest of 1,000 pesos. Problem number 4. The future value and the principal value is unknown, but our rate of interest is given, which is 1.5%. And the time or term is 4 years, and the interest is 150. So for us to get the answer for the future value and principal, we have to derive first the formula for the principal from the original simple interest rate formula. So given this formula, we will be dividing both sides by the time and the rate so that we can cancel the numerator and the denominator having rate times time. What is left is interest divided by the product of time and rate is equal to the principal. We just have to rearrange this, and this is our formula. So using the formula, principal is equal to the interest all over the product of time and rate. So we substitute the values. The interest is 150 pesos, and the denominator, the time, is substituted by 4, and the rate from 1.5%, that is just 0.015, 0.015. And if we are going to calculate this one, we will have the principal amount of 2,500 pesos. Out of it, we can compute the future value using the formula. F is equal to the principal plus interest, substituting the value. For the principal, that is 2,500. For interest, that is 150. And that gives us a result of 2,650. That's all for today. I hope you learned something. Subscribe for more.